Hi, this is Travis from the Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this clip on the Political Voices Network.
So let's talk about for a minute. I love your tweet is so dead on. You said a twice impeached sexual predator who incited a coup to overthrow the government and pathologically refuses to acknowledge the legitimate outcome of a national election should not be allowed to run again for president of the United States. I just said to my friend yesterday hiking, I know we marinate in this as we always say. I just can't believe this effing guy isn't in prison yet. I cannot believe we're talking in 2023 about a president about to be indicted for both sedition and espionage, likely.
Yeah, I don't understand how there is not some sort of rule in place that says you, someone who did all those things you did, is not allowed to run for public office now or ever. I don't know what the law would be. Maybe it's called the Trump law, but he has been breaking the law his entire life.
He is a traitor to the United States of America. Other countries are watching this. We quoted Pete Strzok earlier, the FBI agent, and he said, countries around the world are watching how Trump handles intel and the fact that we may elect him again. And it is affecting right now them sharing intelligence with us. And he said, this is not a 2024 problem. This is a right now problem. This is a clear and present danger.
They're playing rock, paper, scissors to see who gets to ask Trump for the next, the next secret intel. They're like, who gets to go and ask?
Right.
Who doesn't think if they can't find this document? At first I thought maybe he was lying because he lies about everything. And I thought, oh, maybe he was making this up. But the document they're looking for is very specific.
Yeah.
And
about
and he doesn't remember detail, right? So the fact that they can't find it, you don't have to be a conspiracy theorist to think he's turned it over to somebody.
Yes, exactly. No, exactly, Jackie. It's just, he is such an obvious, clear and present danger to the United States and has been since he was illegally installed, going back to your work with Trump Russia. You tweeted, Trump just said he and Putin used to talk about invading Ukraine. It was quick, but he said it.
Yeah, he did. It was the fact that didn't make news just shows me where the state of journalism is today and how deeply flawed it is. He was part of that ridiculous town hall. And he said, Putin and I used to talk about it. He flat out said it. Yeah. He said it quietly and at the end of a rant, but those words are there. And the fact that the former president of the United States used to talk with Putin about the invasion of Ukraine, and then he did it, should show you exactly where Trump stands.
Yeah.
Nobody picked it up. It didnn't make news.
And obviously we've been wanting to talk to you about your former home, CNN, and you said there's no excuse for giving Trump that platform. He's an abusive liar. We've learned over the past 8 years there's no way to stop him. That chaos was inevitable. While Caitlin Collins held tough, she was in an impossible spot. CNN officially hit rock bottom. And you said Trump is flat out lying about everything, including the January 6th on CNN. There's nothing they can do about it. They handed him a megaphone to amplify his lies, and now they're stuck with it. Are the ratings worth the shame? Well, of course, they've dropped like a rock since then. They got trolled by Trump and MAGA. They're not watching. They've pissed off any liberals that were watching. What a lose-lose.
Yeah, some people came after me saying you thought Caitlin did a good job. I didn't say Caitlin did a good job. I said Caitlin held tough. Because we know that Trump is intimidating. Right. We know that Trump doesn't stop to listen. We know that he just talks over you and reiterates the lies over and over again. And I think that Caitlin didn't wilt under that pressure. So what I said is that she held tough. But if I were her, I wouldn't have accepted it in the first place. Right. I would have, if I had been at the network at the time, I think I would have spoken out and said, this is not right. And I don't understand why the network, it's like an abused partner. They keep coming back for more. Trump has never been kind to CNN. He has degraded them at every turn. There's no reason to give him a platform to lie. And no matter what she said, it didn't matter.
Yeah,
because he just continued to lie over and over and over.
It's the Gish Gallop.
In a room full of ardent Trump supporters that were cheering him on like a WWE event.
It was the cast of Idiocracy. Right. That was that they agreed to have only a MAGA audience was really that was.
They were kowtowing to pressure, and it doesn't make any sense to me why a news organization would allow that to take place.
You do Jackie Schechner hosting that, and I'll do Trump, and just to demonstrate the point. Go ahead, ask me.
Okay. So on January.
Excuse me, Jackie. I do not talk over people. No, I do not. Excuse me, Jackie. That's my
That's about how it went.
Okay.
Republicans say they won't cut Social Security, Medicare, or Medicaid. But can honest, hard-working middle-class Americans really believe what these politicians say? Republicans said they wouldn't overturn Roe v. Wade. Here's what Supreme Court Justices Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and Coney Barrett said during their Senate confirmation hearings.
Roe v. Wade, it is a precedent of the United States Supreme Court. A good judge will consider it as precedent of the United States Supreme Court.
Roe v. Wade. It's settled as a precedent of the Supreme Court.
Roe is not a super precedent, but that doesn't mean that Roe should be overruled.
Well, we saw how that turned out. They played us for fools. Tell your elected officials to keep their hands off of our Social Security and health care benefits. Fool me once. Let Majority Rule was responsible for this message. LetMajorityRule.org is a project of the Marvin Lucas Super PAC, which is responsible for and paid for this ad and is not affiliated with or authorized by any political campaign or candidate or candidates committee.